Good evening, ladies and gents, Live the Fuel fans. As promised earlier today, we're here at F13 Performance here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We're going to be talking today about the future of functional fitness here with Rob Eschbach and Coach Matt Beckwith. You're going to find a little bit more about them and their background. First-time podcast guest, co-host, and second-time podcast guest, co-host.
Second time with you.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to pop a cherry and maybe more. So the whole point here, guys, is we're going to talk a lot about health, fitness, and actually maybe a little bit about business too, because we talk about health, business, and lifestyle on this podcast, and there's been a lot of transformation here at this facility. We're going to post photos later, and it'll be on the graphics when this podcast airs, because the facility here is massive from behind us. So, but we decided to set up this fun little masterpiece theater.
It's Saturday night. You have to have some scotch, some
Saturday
couches.
night,
rich mahogany.
Yeah. So I got to hit record here because this is for the podcast world to give you even better audio. But for now, you guys are listening to us over a wireless microphone right there. So stand by, guys. I got to do my little intro thing, and we're going to have some fun. All right, good day and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Live the Fuel show. So this evening, I am off-site. That's right, not in the home studio. Going back to my roots, the way the podcast started by being live on site in other people's grills. We've done it live in Starbucks. We've done it at all kinds of restaurants, Wegmans. We've done it. We've done it at Whole Foods, and we've done it in this facility before, where I am today. Because today I'm here at F13 Performance in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Today's show is going to be themed around the importance of the future people of functional fitness. And again, if you go back in this show's history, way back, if you go to livethefuel.com and you search for Rob Eschbach, it was under a different brand back then too. It was called SYR CrossFit, which is a branded form of functional fitness. We're going to get more in that today. So without further ado, I don't just have one guest co-host today. We've got two. We've got Coach Matt Beckwith, his first time on a podcast, joining us today. And we've got, again, as I hinted, Rob Eschbach, the owner of formerly SYR CrossFit, now F13 Performance, returning to the microphone for a second time. So, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome.
I'm going to get comfortable because
lean back. We got
for the people that are going to listen to this in the podcast world in a couple of weeks when this airs, you guys got some new / used / donated, very swanky leather furniture.
Yeah, if you have used furniture at home and it's still in good condition, we'll take it here.
I like it. I mean, so again, anybody's ever been to a functional fitness facility or a CrossFit facility or whatever you want to call your garage gym, most places don't even have couches. Your prior couch would require repetitive shampooing to keep very nice. And then, now you could just, sani wipe it?
We wipe it down, we keep it sanitized. It's usually used by the kids and their iPads while the parents are working out, so it's good. So
who should we shout out for the donation?
This is actually Michelle and Mike Satowski's parents. They dropped it off. Yeah,
there we go.
It's great.
So again, a lot happens from your membership, man. Right?
You have great people, dude.
You got good people.
You can't beat it. They're not members, man. They're family.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we got to give some shout out to the community because I'm going to go ahead and tie it all together. I mean, that's what got me into CrossFit was I originally got into it because of the firefighting in my past, and then I didn't know what the hell CrossFit was until I showed up and my squad boss beat the living snot out of us for the next 2 weeks straight, 14 days, 2-a-days.
Yep.
And you learn real fast that you might not have been that functionally fit for the career ahead. So, and then I never even stepped foot into a box or a CrossFit facility until probably really a year later after the firefighting season. I started to try and drop in at a couple places. Never saw a rig before or never did like a nice pull-up on a nice rig.
Right.
We had bars welded off the top of one of those big giant shipping containers that goes on those freighters.
You didn't just hang on the ladders and swing?
No, you had to do a box jump to get to your pull-up.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
Again, functional, right? Like not every bar that you need to do a pull-up from is right there in your face. So get up there.
Right.
So, and then obviously fast forward, actually now, as of this year, 2020, 10 years later, I'm hanging out in one of the biggest facilities in the greater Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that CrossFit Advanced local gym in Easton is the only one larger. They're also a great facility. Yeah.
I was going to say, have we ever checked the actual square footages?
They have a separate room.
Sometimes size does matter.
It does. They have besides their functional fitness space, they have another 10,000 square feet of turf space.
Okay.
That they use for team training. So they win.
Okay.
They're bigger for sure.
They weren't always that size, though, too, because
No,
there was a cheering facility in there, and then I think they took over more of the space.
And that's where they got the extra 10,000.
Yeah. Well, that'll help.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see them have grown as fast as they have,
Oh, they're great people. It's great about the community here with, functional fitness, CrossFit, micro gyms, as we like to call them. We're family. We're all friends. We all help each other out. We support each other in our competitions and fundraisers and that kind of stuff. So it's we're lucky to be part of a great community here in the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah. And I'm going to refresh. Guys, in the podcast world, sometimes your microphones have to tickle your whiskers. So if you see us really holding the microphones close, it's because these are really high-end microphones, and the dynamic microphone requires that. So that's your audio lesson of the evening on a fine Saturday evening. But
that was a nice passive way of you telling me to get the microphone in my mouth.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, the problem is, though, it's like I don't want to be over-drowning you guys, and my vocals carry. So I actually, if anything, I think I might dial myself back a notch here. So, again, in the Facebook world, they have no idea what I'm doing. But
perfect.
But actually, I did have some fellow podcasters watch the live feed earlier announcing tonight's feed, so they might be watching this right now. So.
Beautiful. And on a Saturday night watching us. I'm sorry.
Well, this is podcasting.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. We geek out about this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent.
But hey, Matt.
Hey.
Welcome to the podcast world.
Thank you.
Have you ever listened to podcasts?
Yeah, avid podcast listener, never podcast participant though. So.
Well, you're not just like a guest interviewee. Like you get to be a guest co-host. So.
Awesome.
The best part of that is that should not stress you out. That should relax you because you get to ask me questions. I get to ask you questions. It's good. It's a whole tonight instead of a two-way conversation, we're having a three-way conversation.
There we go.
Yeah. So, let's get right to it. Why do you want to sit down? I mean, besides the fact that we've joked around over the past 2.5 years.
We talked about it for 2.5 years about catching up. We had that first podcast, and my first time we talked about the growth of SYR and the new U program we're doing and all this stuff coming in. Mm-hmm. And then on a weekly basis, we said we got to do it again. Fast forward 2.5, almost 3 years later, we're doing it again.
And the best part was, it's not like we haven't talked about it.
No.
Usually it was bi-monthly, tri-monthly, depending on what was going on.
It's hard nailing you down. And, before going into that, congrats on your success with the podcast and the growth of Live the Fuel and everything else you've been doing, man. You're a tough man to nail down. You came home Wednesday from a epic ski trip.
Oh, yeah. Well, or was it Tuesday? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, and then you're leaving again tomorrow on another trip.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday. I fly out tomorrow morning. My flight leaves at 9:15 a.m. from ABE, connect through Philly, down to Orlando. And then I'm down there at that big trade show conference for my other client. And that's till I don't get home here until midnight Wednesday night.
Wow. Lucky you.
And then right now, well, actually, no, my wife's out for ladies' night while we're here, bromancing here under the microphones, under the lights. But she will be helping me figure out our flights because now we just planned our second ski trip.
Where to?
Utah.
Love Utah. My favorite place to go. I'm a snow basing guy.
Yep.
Love it up there.
Well, we're going to. So the other night we're at our friend Jen's and we conferenced in our friends in New Jersey that I all used to do. So I used to be a former USSA ski race coach. So my friends who married us. So my friend Kelsey, she got internationally ordained and married us in St. Patrick's Day. So that's less than a year ago. Anyway, so they're on the conference call. We're all like, where we go? We got to narrow this down. And anyway, so we decided let's just jet set to Utah. Let's do the Park City thing. We're renting a sweet Airbnb right in downtown. You can walk right to the lift within 6 minutes.
It's a great time,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
go hit up
these are totally
CrossFit Park City. Shout to
people.
Spiel.
I mean, first world problems. But yeah, that's going to be 28th of February into the first week of March. So if anybody's watching this and loves skiing, feel free to catch up with us out there on the snow because we will be skiing a lot. Yeah, because actually, Vail, Colorado, we did 127,000 feet over 6-7 days. So, well, you used the board.
I had to learn for work, man. I had a ski in, ski out office, so I had to learn either snowboard or ski to get to my office when I was with the Dude Tour with NBC back in the day. So
not a problem to have.
No, it is a problem when you don't know how to ski or snowboard, though.
There's that.
I had to learn real quick a little later in life, but it was. I'm glad I did. It's a great experience.
Well, and where are you at in the snow sports? Anything at all?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a swimming background, and
big
winter.
swimming background.
Yeah, winter was usually pretty busy. So for me, growing up, it was just never really something I got into.
Okay. Well, so that's kind of fun. I mean, the podcast, I like to bring it up once in a while. I love the diversity of health, fitness, sports. I tell people all the time, it's like if you can just find something that excites you, go with it.
Yeah,
and then when you
absolutely.
get bored, try something different.
Yep.
And again, this kind of ties us all back to functional fitness, right? Like you have a crazy swimming background.
Mm-hmm.
You had to snowboard to work, so you had to figure out how to snowboard.
Right.
I didn't learn to ski until I was 18, whereas my wife grew up skiing. Never planned on becoming a USSA ski race coach. I just really enjoyed working with the kids and the team, and my skiing was getting better because I was surrounding myself with people that were better than me.
Right.
Huge life and professional tip, ladies and gentlemen. Surround yourself with people that shock you, surprise you, and also just make you feel like crap because they're that much better than you, but you will absorb the skills. That's what I like about this facility.
People that challenge you.
Yep.
Yeah, right. So, Matt, back to you. Why are we sitting down today? Rob and I know why, but I also said we got to get Matt on the mic. So,
Well, jumping around a little bit, since SYR became F13 Performance, I've come on here full time
I know,
with
man,
Rob.
that's huge.
It's huge. It's massive, big change for me. I come off a 20-year career coaching swimming at the collegiate and club level for United States Swimming. Got to work with a lot of really great kids and athletes and other coaches. I still stay in the community a little bit, but more on the strength and conditioning side. So we have the Emmaus High School swim team come in here 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
Emmaus
And Dr. Megan
Aquatic Club.
Cannon, shout out to her.
Yep,
Sports
shout out to Megan
psychologist.
Cannon.
She works with them as well, right?
Yep. I just saw her today, actually. We were at the Parkland Emmaus swim meet, big rivalry
And you
event.
train her, don't you?
Yeah.
Or coach her.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
And again, which program is she under? Because again, a lot of people think, oh, it's a former CrossFit facility. Everything is CrossFit and group fitness related, but that was a big shift that happened also.
Yeah,
So,
not at all.
So we started offering individualized programming
yep.
for people that come in here. It's, I think people will hear that and be like, oh, it's a competitive program. It's not. This is fitness for everybody. We meet you where you are. We talk about your goals and what you want to do, whether that's, somebody that wants to come in here and lose 50 pounds to get off high blood pressure and diabetes medication, or whether that's somebody that wants to pursue functional fitness as a sport, either in the CrossFit world or in USA Functional Fitness, as we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Or, if aesthetics are your goal, we can make that happen. But yeah, we basically have clients come in, we sit down, it goes through everything from their fitness program to health, lifestyle, guidelines, like stuff that we can work with outside of the gym, nutrition, things like that.
Nice.
So that's kind of where I come in. I coach the group classes for sure. They're awesome. I love doing it. But definitely lean more towards that individualized side.
And then you try and find your free time, like Rob, to actually get your own workouts in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Actually, when we came in this morning for the partner WOD, I think you were back there snatching, weren't you?
Yeah, trying to.
There you go.
Just trying to move a little bit of weight around.
Well, let's connect back over, Rob, man.
Yep.
So we've all just kind of hinted. There's been a lot of change.
Correct.
I mean, yes, I'm beyond grateful and excited to see the growth of my brand, as you hinted at, Live the Fuel.
Right.
And I bought more toys for tonight's podcast. It's becoming a gear problem, people. Actually,
I
there's
said
no
before
such
you
thing.
came in with a backpack. Now you had a man bag, a backpack, a hard case. Like you had a
Yeah.
whole thing going on now.
Yeah.
We had a light that's giving me a suntan over here.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a ring light. There's another one arriving by tomorrow.
Okay.
Studio upgrades.
Yeah.
So, but then I realized, like, wait a minute. The reason why I buy my gear is I want it to be travel friendly. Let's see if we can bring it in here and add a little more sauce to the F13 and make it shine. And I'm like, it actually worked out pretty nice.
The F13 that you and your wife put on the wall, might I add.
Yes.
Well-
Let me pause it right now. I do not professionally do this.
It was
Or
a
my
great
wife.
treat. Again, our community. You're part of our community
That
here,
is true.
so
Best
Yeah.
Christmas gift of
it
the
was a
year.
great gift. So thank you very
That
much.
became a bigger Christmas challenge than I realized. I was like, but yeah, that's an important lesson, right? You start with a goal. I had an idea. I had things sketched out. I wanted to sneak in. We wanted to surprise you. I'm like, okay, can't take more than 2-3 hours. That took 9 hours. But again, for people listening who aren't watching this, you're going to be able to watch this on Facebook on the Live the Fuel feed, and it'll be shared over the F13 feed, and this will be on the YouTube channel too once this show airs. But you'll have to check it out. I'm actually am proud of this. And my wife,
I would be.
she did
Yeah.
all the tracing And she's like me, dude. She was like, "Oh my god, the lines aren't perfect," and I was like, "Dude, no one's gonna notice." Like,
Yeah.
do you remember what the wall looked like before?
I actually feel bad like yelling at her in class to move faster because you did that now, so I have to be nicer to her when she's here.
Oh no, keep yelling at her.
Okay.
Yeah. No. If anything, I like when she comes home and complains when you've yelled at her, and I'm like,
Yeah.
good. That's why you're there. Yes, I mean sometimes physical fitness involves some psychological torture.
It depends on the athlete. Everybody gets treated the way they need to be
Yeah.
treated here. So some people don't like the more intense feedback. Some people like to be walk through steps. We do that as well.
Well, but again,
Kristen, you have to push a little bit.
yes, you do have to push her.
Yeah.
I can't, so I need you to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But see, that's an important lesson too. Is that a lot of people don't realize that. Again, you've been running this facility over 5 years now.
Yeah, almost 6.
Almost 6, and it's not just the programming.
No,
It's not just, and I said this before in the CrossFit world, because there's other facilities I drop into, and I like the community. We definitely focus a lot about community here, but part of that, let's tie it back to functional fitness. The point of today's show is you need to adapt to every single athlete and
Every
their
person.
psychology.
Yep. That's the big thing about what we do here. It is a small group environment with our small group classes. Again, we do have the individual training and coaching and personal training and barbell club. But the small group class, I still have to know every person in that class. You have a class of 15 people.
Mm-hmm.
Us as coaches know them as individuals, so we coach each person to how they need to be treated. Some people need to be pushed. Some people need to be, kind of handheld a little bit through movement. Some people need more hands-on coaching. Some people need 1 or 2 cues when you walk away. As a coach, you need to be able to identify that, use it, and then help your athletes the best you can.
Couldn't say it any better.
It's
Matt,
not
you
easy.
wanna add anything to
but it's fun.
No, that pretty much hits the nail on the head.
Yeah. Okay. So now, so let's tie this back to obviously your advancement, right?
Yep.
I mean, let's be real. I'm a business professional. It's
Right.
what I do, right? And the biggest thing that I've talked about on other people's podcasts or just talking to friends of mine, like shout out to Corley and Jen who have in the next city over. They have Cross Federation in Bethlehem.
Right.
And when I travel, I drop in places. And the biggest thing that frustrates me, because I can't help it with the business brain, is nobody understands how to run the business. Nobody is teaching them. Well, some people are now, right? There
Right.
are some great programs out there now.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you have these passionate coaches, and they're not taking the steps into the education of building a sustainable business that does build that amazing community around it,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So that's been a huge roller coaster ride for you.
Yeah, it's been up and down. So we started, obviously you said earlier, as Esquire CrossFit. I started CrossFit 8 or 9 years ago now, I think. I walked into my first class. It was very different than what we do now, and I think it's very different than what the CrossFit community has evolved into now. I thought it was great. I came from a bodybuilding background, a little bit of powerlifting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Walked in, got my ass kicked, couldn't walk for a week, and came back and signed up for an unlimited class, and went from there. I enjoyed the challenge and the competitive side of it. Dove right in. Obviously started the gym. That's where our CrossFit, it grew. It was great. But when we started it, I started it as First 13 Athletics.
That's your LLC.
That's our LLC.
Yeah.
Knowing that in the long run, I wanted to kind of build my own brand and take my own knowledge and thoughts and approach to fitness and separate it from the way CrossFit does things.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, CrossFit's amazing. They've done a great job. I still compete in CrossFit. All of our athletes compete in CrossFit. It's a wonderful business. It's a great way to start fitness. If you find the right gym that fits your needs, all gyms are different, so make sure you try multiple before you settle on one. So I think it's great what they do. I like a little more structure and detail to programming and classes and how they're run. So this past year, we decided to rip the Band-Aid off, drop the CrossFit affiliate, and stick with our First 13 brand and went with F13 Performance.
Right.
Because performance is what we do. It's performance for each individual. How you perform as a firefighter or a business person or a swimmer or just an old guy trying to stay in shape. Whatever that is, that's your performance. Mm-hmm. That's your function in the functional fitness world. functional refers to your functions,
Right.
not general,
Yeah.
not what everybody's function is. 'Cause everybody's function is different. I have a client I work with now, and her goal is to carry a basket of laundry up steps.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
it's a lifestyle
that's her
goal.
that's her function. Like that's what
A
she needs
basic
to
lifestyle
do,
goal. Yeah.
and that's what we did. Like she let me know when that happened.
Okay.
So it was great. So that's her function. That's she needs to take care of a home, take care of her husband, her grandchildren, her animals, all that stuff, and that's what her function is. We have Matt coaching a bunch of swimmers. Their function is different. Their needs are different, so they need to be approached differently.
And it's that level. It's that competitive level. I mean, to jump in.
Go ahead, no.
But
I'll have it.
you have someone whose goals revolve around, fitness as something to enhance lifestyle, right? So you're carrying laundry, you're able to pick up your kids, you're able to, go to the grocery store and do stuff like that. Competitive swimmers, whether it's or competitive athletes, whether they're swimmers or runners or hockey players or whatever you're dealing with, or for functional fitness purposes, their goals are maximal expression. Their goals are not necessarily health related, but performance related. So, and again, if we don't meet those athletes where they are, it's difficult. You can't walk into a competitive performance environment with goals of carrying laundry up steps.
No.
Those goals just don't align.
Right.
So we're trying to align the client's goal with their programming all the time.
You think that's a big wake-up call for a lot of people?
Yes.
Right? Like, it's like, and again, I hate to keep tying back to CrossFit, but that was your roots. There's a lot of pros to that. A lot of people were afraid, though, of the word CrossFit. They may have gone on YouTube and seen a lot of bad joking videos because, let's be real, I think in all facilities, there might have been that one coach at one time that wasn't that good, or somebody wasn't keeping an eye on that athlete like they should.
Right.
Or people were trying to keep up with other more advanced competitive athletes, and they didn't realize it's okay to scale.
Yeah.
And they totally misconstrued the psychology behind, yes, we all want you to work out together and enjoy that energy and feed off of each other, but that doesn't mean you try and snatch that prescribed weight that's an athlete that's 5 times beyond you.
Sure, or snatch at all.
Or snatch at all, right? Maybe you don't have the mobility or the flexibility, the general fitness.
Or the need.
Right. The need.
Ooh, good point.
That's
If
That
we're,
comes
I'm
back
going
to
to go
function.
back to
That
your
comes-
function. I'm going to
Yep.
go back to carrying laundry up the steps.
Okay.
Unless you are trying to take a laundry basket and put it over your head fast in one continuous movement, you don't need to snatch.
No.
Wait a minute. So we're
I mean,
not
I know
supposed-
that's
we're
how
not
you
supposed-
do
We're not
your
supposed to
laundry.
snatch our laundry baskets
I know that's how Scott does his
I
laundry.
think
yeah,
I
man.
think I've seen you overhead squat your Christmas tree at one point.
every year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's become tradition.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, quick tip for you. When you go to, if you go to a nice fresh Christmas tree farm and they cut you go find your tree, you cut it down, you drag it back by yourself. It's a very manly and womanly process, mind you. And then they bale it up nice. Now it's a nice cylinder. It's great to snatch it right overhead and then drop into an overhead squat and pose for a selfie.
Yeah.
Got to do it for the gram.
Actually, I don't know if I can do the selfie. I need a free hand for
Yeah.
that. So I usually have to convince Kristen to take the photo of me, and then she busts on me and makes fun of me, and
The
then
proud wife
complains.
that she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, yes. We have a great relationship.
I know you did.
But let's tie it back. So,
So,
when did you guys realize this?
so it's been a long time coming. I took my L2, CrossFit Level 2, and some things kind of came up during that process about, when we talked through the programming. I'm like, I just didn't entirely agree with their approach and what was taught to me in that class. Nothing wrong with it. I have different thoughts. We all have different opinions and different thoughts and different approaches, and that's what's great about being individuals.
Well, look at how many
So-
advanced programs have developed
Right.
just in the CrossFit world.
Right.
So let's name 3 top programs you guys have all probably looked at, studied, that probably came from other coaches or top professional CrossFit athletes. I'm going to drop a hint on, right? So what's one of you got off the top of your head?
Well, go ahead.
You see Mayhem Athlete.
Okay,
You
Mayhem
see,
Athlete.
Misfits one.
Yep.
Jump Ship more recently.
Okay.
A lot of people follow Invictus.
Yes, I remember Invictus got popular a few years back.
Yeah. The Ben Smith Blueprints one.
Yeah.
That I know
Spieler has his own.
he runs. Spiel has one.
Okay.
I mean,
And we can
pretty
go
much
on and
all
on,
of them, yeah.
right? Because eventually somebody realizes, wait a minute, I've got this one niche I really want to hit on, and the generalized knowledge doesn't take it to that level, and they know, or they've tested it. It's like, it's time to really branch this out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they're not even following, again, I like to clarify this because I'm a branding guy. CrossFit is a brand, a trademark brand, a registered trademark brand of, I guess we could say functional fitness, right?
Yep.
It's from that world.
Yep.
But it's a brand.
Yep.
You have to pay for the licensing to use a name. You can't just slap that word on a T-shirt. Like, they own the brand. That you hinted earlier. You ran under that brand for 5 years, got your foundation built.
100%.
And then it's like, you know what? I could keep paying licensing, or I could, grab the bull by the horns and try and rip the lid off and step out on your own.
And build our own brand, Matt.
Yeah.
That's what Matt and I decided to do.
Yeah, and I've said this before to you. I commend you because, dude, I'm still learning the entrepreneurial way, right? We all are.
We are,
I think that's
every
important.
day.
Lifelong
If you're not
learners.
learning, you're not trying, man.
Exactly.
You need to learn.
But it is scary, dude.
No.
It's scary, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was a big.
I don't sleep very much.
Yeah, but you didn't like you did before, anyway. and you have a small child,
Yeah.
so. People shy away from that.
Yeah.
They shy away from the unknown thing. They shy away from the scary thing.
Right.
And this totally ties back into, you could be programming somebody's new workout, and they're probably going to freak out the first time you set them up and you go in and train them, right, Matt? Like, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Well, like, that's the point.
If I do it right, it's something that they're excited about, but they see the value in.
There's still going to be nerves.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
definitely
there's
nerves.
always nerves. There's
Yeah.
always butterflies. But, if we walk in and somebody's like, oh my God, I have to look at that program and that individual and be like, there was a disconnect somewhere. Like,
Right.
I goofed, or we didn't have the conversation I thought we had initially. So it's got to be something that they know what's coming.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, for those individualized clients, there's a whole consultation process that we go through. It's not just come in.
Oh, no,
Hi,
it's
Scott,
a
I'm
couple
Matt.
of hours.
Hi, Matt.
It's
I'm
a few
Scott.
hours.
Yes.
I mean,
It's multiple couple of
yeah,
hours
you're
long
committed
sessions.
for a little while. Just
Between,
saying.
for you and your coach, it's
Yeah.
one-on-one. Your coach, Matt, mainly for our gym. We also have 2 other coaches going through the process to become
Oh, yeah?
individual
Okay.
designers. Yep. It's your coach commits a lot of time to you and your programming there. Make sure that everything you're doing aligns with your goals, with your abilities that you learn through assessment processes, and it's a great program. So that program came from Matt and I both going through OPEX CCP.
Yep.
So
Shout out to James Fitzgerald
don't forget Jim.
and Jim Kroll.
But yeah, Matt, if you want to go through a little bit of our experience with the great guys at OPEX and their company.
We're not the only ones saying this, but it's the gold standard as far as education goes in this
Really?
world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go.
It's officially ranked at that now, or just
I think it
From
is.
everything-
I mean, if you ask me,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the strength and conditioning world, the CSCS is
Yep.
very highly regarded. But in this kind of world, like the micro gym world, if you want to do individualized programming or take your programming ability to the next level, I think it's the only way to go
okay.
from an educational standpoint. It's a big time plug, but
Yeah, it was.
they're doing a great job, man. They
deserve
I
take
believe
you
in
through-
showing the credit where the credit is due.
They deserve
right?
They take you through everything from the consultation process through the assessment process. When I was first made aware of the courses that they were running, a lot of people were just jumping in and taking the program design course, and they were all separate. Like, you could take everything separately. Now you start the program, the CCP program, and you go through it start to finish. So you have to go through consultation, the
So
assessment.
even if you want a niche in one area, they still want you to build this standard foundation
Absolutely.
of the
Correct.
course.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like you go in for your undergraduate degree and you get your prereqs. you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
I want to be let's say I want to be a chemist.
So you're saying like this? What do you call it again? What's the name of the program?
OPEX CCP.
CCP. So OPEC CCP would be like your undergrad let's say if you're going to be an English major or math major, and then when you're ready to move into a master's program, that's when you can start niching into or a doctorate level, for example.
Sure. I mean, that's sort of on your own. You find out, like, you branch out. You might go to a gym where, you know, it's highly competitive, and
Okay.
you know, you want to coach, you know, CrossFit Games or, you know, whatever level athletes. You know, you might niche yourself that way a little bit, or you might go in the other direction and really go for like health and wellness. But that education platform sort of gives you everything you need to know to do either,
Nice.
or anywhere in the middle.
Okay. What do you want to add to that?
No, it's a great program. That kind of we decided to branch off and, you know, grow F13 as a brand. We had to do it the right way.
Yeah.
We had to educate ourselves. I believe wholeheartedly in continued education, and you know, like I said earlier, never stop learning. So we looked at it. We decided to jump in it together because it's a year-long plus undertaking of classes and tests and final projects. And we went to Arizona for a immersion, which
I remember that.
Oh man, I say it to this day. I've never slept so well in my life as I slept in Arizona, and it was not a nice hotel. It was just.
Your brain was shot?
I was so fried. I think I felt we were in mid-conversation during a basketball game, and I woke up the next day. I have no idea what happened. I know I fell asleep, and I woke up. I just passed out just because my brain was so fried and full of knowledge from being there for those 3 days that I couldn't stay awake longer. I was exhausted.
I have an interesting question then. So I'm always intrigued by this because when I go away to trade shows or conferences, kind of like I'm doing over the next few days, I get excited to go.
Yeah.
And I look forward to being a little bit overloaded. But the one thing that I feel that the better events or the better programs do is how do they follow up to ensure retention of the information?
Oh, we had weekly and monthly calls with them.
Awesome.
They are very, very, very good on responding to any emails, texts, direct messaging, Facebook messages. They are on top. It's amazing that the guys there that are, you know, run the program, founded the business, they respond to people like Matt and I, who are nobodies in the business, you know? The fact that they take their time out of their day to respond to us and recognize, you know, our questions is pretty awesome.
Nice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So we've definitely talked up OPEX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There you guys go. Nice
so
plug.
that's where Matt's side of the business, which Matt's
Right.
big focus. He does classes, but also his big focus is the individual design, and that's where individual design came from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that model, that part of our business was actually, you know, 50, 60 people deep now into individual design clients within our walls.
Nice.
So it's
I remember when you
it's great.
started the transition.
Yep.
You announced the brand shift.
Yep.
On the 5-year anniversary.
I did.
Because we worked out that day, and then we all hung out, and
Yeah.
that was fun. Actually, I was recording a podcast with Dr. Megan Cannon that
In the
day
back
on
door.
the
Yeah.
back ramp in
Yep.
the back door. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And you guys were running people like crazy around the building. So,
Mm-hmm.
but so that's a big shift. It's a big move.
Right.
The individualized program. Did you expect it to solidify as well as it was? Because I know you guys gave people the option, right? You said, "Hey, you're so used to doing group fitness so long.
Mm-hmm.
This is beyond just I'm going to hire a personal trainer. You know, this is a major commitment."
Yeah. So I had a lot of faith in what we're doing. I believe in what we're doing. To this day think group classes are great. We have athletes that tried the individual design stuff and like, you know what, I like the group atmosphere. I like doing what everybody else does and trying to keep up with somebody next to me. That's why we do both.
Mm-hmm.
We have athletes that thrive in that group setting. You have other athletes that have specific needs, specific goals, and are okay kind of working out with other people, but doing their own thing while they're next to somebody else. For those individuals, individual design worked great. Like I do individual design for I have a coach. Matt has a coach.
Yep, me too.
I was going to say, who coaches the coach?
Every coach needs a coach.
I've said this forever. Thank you. Say that again.
Every coach needs a coach, man.
needs a coach.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah,
Don't hire a coach unless the coach definitely has another coach. And this applies to the business world.
Yep.
You have to. You said it earlier in the show.
Why I talk to you?
Lifelong learning.
Yeah.
That's how we. I think it's how we really got better connected was because I would come in and work out and do my solo thing, and then I just started joining you at the workout because you were better than me, but then we would end up just talking business the whole time. So you would improve my fitness, and I would try and help improve your business.
Well, it did something.
You're
doing something right?
But that's a great point. Is that again full circle back to earlier in the show? Like, what are you doing to create that lifelong learning relationship? And I think that's part of this new programming too. Is that there really doesn't have to be an end.
There is no end.
No,
It's
there's no end.
through constant reassessment and consultation. I mean, Matt, how often do you meet with your clients? I mean,
Monthly.
Yeah. It's an hour-long sit-down monthly.
But we try to.
Yeah, it's an hour-long sit-down monthly. It's every day they're in the gym. You're touching base on how you doing, how you feeling. And if Matt's not here when one of his clients is here, I'm touching base with them. If I'm not here when one of my clients is here, Matt's touching base with them.
Yeah.
So it's...
So you do have some redundancy set up.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. We both talk about it. We have meetings all the time. I'll bounce ideas off of him. If I'm stuck with a client that has an issue or a need that, I might not have an expertise in, hey, Matt, can you help me out with this one? Or, Matt, this client might be better fit for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's important. It's the client that matters. It doesn't matter if I get someone else on my roster. It matters if I'm right for that client's right for me. If I'm not, maybe Matt would be, or
We'll
our
find
coach
who the fit
Amanda
is.
is.
Well, that's
So.
exciting too, because you said earlier that you do have a couple of coaches looking to raise up through the ranks, and that is important because I have worked in the fitness world and been in different coaching roles in different sports, and it's true, you can't help everybody. There is,
Nope.
well, you could try to help everybody, but if there's a psychological or personality conflict, it's nice to know there's somebody else you could possibly rotate to, and if you find that click, man, that's worth it because that's only going to help the athlete or the customer or the client or whatever niche you're in.
Right.
So.
Yeah, the client's what matters. That's why the swimmer's not going to walk through my front door. I'm going to add on my client roster. I'm like, no, we got the guy for you.
Yeah, you better go talk to the other guy. Yeah. So we sat down today and we're titling this "The Future of Functional Fitness."
Yeah,
and
big things,
we've
man.
kind of built up some steam here.
Yeah,
There's some big stuff coming.
there is.
Right?
There's some real big stuff. Since Matt is working closest or working directly with the overall company that we're talking to, I'll let Matt kind of do the official announcement if you want to there, buddy.
Oh, is
Yeah,
this
man.
going to be official?
This
Yeah.
will be
No
official.
Well, it's live on Facebook right now, so it's official.
No one knows. No one knows. So this is something that...
Wait, so only the hint you gave me this morning, I'm the only other one who knows besides you two?
And whoever's watching.
On Howard's. Okay, there you guys go. Well, first time.
So F13 Performance will be hosting the first ever National Collegiate Championship through USA Functional Fitness.
Wow.
Labor Day weekend,
The first.
the first ever.
First ever.
Labor Day weekend 2020,
This year.
this year.
Yep.
So we will have an online qualifier. The event drops officially February 10th. So
The
information
announcement?
will be out. Yes,
Okay.
we'll make it public February 10th. The online qualifier will go April 3rd through 26th.
That's why,
Sorry.
hey man, use the notes, dude.
Notes,
I got my
dude.
little
It
notes.
I don't know how you
It
know all
notes
this now.
on a whiteboard.
Yeah,
with an
classic functional
expo
fitness
marker.
here. We use a lot of whiteboards here.
So the online qualifier will go April 3rd through the 26th. It will be 4 events, 4 tests that we'll go through. The actual event, the actual championship, will take place right here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, September 5th and 6th.
So, okay, we're talking collegiate.
Yep.
So we're saying these are student athletes that have completed high school, have officially entered into a collegiate level.
Environment.
So you have to be on some form of a
You
fitness
have to be
team,
taking,
or what?
so this is going to go between the ages of 18 to 24.
Okay,
We have birth dates. It's official, effective the dates of the event.
okay.
And we're looking for people that have officially started. I have the language written down, but it's basically you're making advancements towards a degree or certification
In that industry.
in something.
Oh,
Any kind of
As
post-high
long as you
school-
are post high school
continued education.
pursuing an education,
So you could be a
going
veterinary
to beauty
medicine
school
person.
if you
Yes,
want
100%.
to.
as long as you're in a college program.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So why did they choose that?
This was
Because let's be
born-
real, there's students that build blue collar businesses and stuff like that, and they
Yeah.
decide to
You
go.
could,
a
I mean,
different route.
if you're in tech school and
Yeah.
you
That
want to
counts.
compete,
Okay.
Try it.
Okay.
Do the online qualifier and see where you're at.
So since this is the first one ever, is this only regional, or are you guys going to attract collegiate athletes from all over the country?
Our goal is to attract collegiate athletes from all over the country. So
Wow.
this May.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is big.
It's
I
real
mean,
big.
So this May, USA Functional Fitness will be hosting their second national championship.
Wow.
Okay, in an effort to qualify for International Functional Fitness Worlds.
Yeah.
So the IF3 is the international governing body for functional fitness.
I'm
Okay.
glad they're getting so organized.
Yes.
It's-
we have big goals
Yeah, it's
with
impressive.
regard to organizing.
Well, you said we.
functional fitness. Yeah.
So are you officially a part of this
I'm working with
organization?
these guys. Yeah.
He has an
USA
email.
Functional Fitness. Yeah.
You have an email?
Matt at
This is legit.
usafunctionalfitness.org.
So
you
you're
wanna
like
hit me up.
is this like a volunteering coaching role
Volunteering
to
role.
help guide this?
I spent a lot of time in my swimming career in governance roles.
Okay.
So I worked
Like
with,
officiating and
more like governing body type stuff, like within Mid Atlantic Swimming and USA
Policy.
Swimming.
okay.
Like, as far as like the structure of the organization goes.
Yeah.
And when I heard about the IF3 and USA Functional Fitness, it was something that I thought was cool. Like there are goals in place to see functional fitness as an Olympic sport in 2028.
Wow.
So the Los Angeles Olympics, if we think full
Yeah,
circle
yeah,
coming
yeah.
back
I mean,
to the
I'm a-
ranch at
yeah.
Aromas.
We are big Olympic fans.
But think about this, right? So the ranch in Aromas, where the CrossFit Games were competitive functional fitness, the cradle of where all that happened, the Mecca,
Wow.
if you will. If it could come full circle and then ultimately be an Olympic sport at the LA 2028 Games, I mean, that could just be really, really cool.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah.
So do you know what triggered all of this? Like
Sure.
why they started getting structure and getting more organized?
Gretchen,
Obviously, I think there's a
Gretchen
need.
Kittleberger,
Okay.
former Games athlete, she's the mastermind behind a lot of this. She started the IF3
Okay.
and really started this push. So when I learned of USA Functional Fitness, I reached out initially through James Fitzgerald at OPEX, and I got put next to the right people.
Now, does OPEX have an influence in this too?
They have an interest,
Yeah.
just because it's another way to compete
Okay.
in functional fitness.
Cool.
But I got hooked up with Mo Morris, who's the CEO of USA Functional Fitness, and just started talking to them about how can I help.
Okay.
This is my background. This is what I've done. What can I do to help? So I actually got a face-to-face and got to sit down with Mo because he came to see the Commonwealth Fitness Championship event that was down the street over here.
Oh, at the university.
No, it originally I think, but it was actually out here at the LVHN.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of
Spot.
their first event.
Yeah,
So,
like
yes.
2 years ago. No, this one this past year.
Okay.
So I ended up getting to meet with Mo there, and we talked about I have my experience in governance and sport, and just started talking about ways I could help with developing that for USA Functional Fitness. So
Sweet.
fast forward now, we started talking about some stuff I'm not sure how in depth I should go into, just because
You can keep
it's
it light.
works
No, yeah.
in progress.
Yep.
But we ended up saying like, okay, cool. What if we ran an event, like nationals,
Yeah.
but for collegiates, right? Because this isn't a sport that's recognized in the NCAA.
True.
So we had a lot of kids come home over Christmas break from their various schools. I represent. I'm on the CrossFit club at this college.
Right.
Dudes from from West Point, the Naval
US
Academy,
Air Force.
Air Force,
Yep.
that come home and they're like, yeah, we go to competitions, and that just sort of got the conversation started about like, well,
What
if
kind
we-
of comps do they currently go to, though?
They go to
Like
CrossFit
traditional
competitions,
CrossFit
yeah.
comps, like the Granite Games you host.
Right.
2-day events.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, what if we did one through USA Functional Fitness?
Right.
And that just sort of started that whole ball.
So because
rolling
this
in that
is
direction.
sounds much more organized and has a lot of legs to grow and become and really feed the Olympic program. Because I mean, the Olympics, Olympic lifting, right?
Sure.
It's a professional sport. So when you guys host this event, and I'm sure they're probably still figuring this all out, but are we going to have like some of the standard stuff we see in CrossFit branded events, right? Powerlifting movements, Olympic lifting movements, gymnastics.
So there will be an endurance test. There will be
that's my
a
game.
strength test, a power test, body weight skill, body weight endurance, and then mixed modal tests.
Okay.
So the main difference you'll see, like people ask, what's the difference between IF3, USA Functional Fitness, and CrossFit? I mean, you already hit on the fact that CrossFit's a brand. It's a for-profit thing.
Yeah.
IF3 is not for profit, so
Nice.
it's different there. You need to be in order to align with the Olympic model.
Yeah.
But basically, like, CrossFit has hung its hat for so long on the unknown and the unknowable and the constantly varied thing.
Yeah.
Right? So you can show up to the CrossFit Games and, Rogue comes out with, this brand new thing, the pig.
Oh yeah.
Or that
like
snail
a piece
roller.
of equipment or something like
Nobody's ever seen it.
that. Right.
And in the CrossFit methodology, it says, he who can or she who can adapt and overcome is in turn the fittest.
Okay.
Right? So that's who we're testing. That's what we're testing. That doesn't really fly in
the
the
Olympics. Yeah, I mean, these
right?
are official sanctioned movements that
Sure.
must be completed.
So there is, if you
Right.
go on the IF3's website, there's a list of movements.
Okay.
And every year that's updated. And it's basically like, okay, this is what you'll see. Nothing off this list is on the table.
So it really helps you with designing training.
With what
and
you're
programming.
training for. So yeah, so if you
Yeah.
have someone that's like an individualized client, like if Rob's my client and Rob's like, hey, I want to go to nationals, we look at those things and we look at like the duration of a test. Like, an endurance test is going to be long. So we need to train for long things. We have, there's a strength event. Cool. So we know we need to train for strength and pretty much everything in between. But we know there's going to be a test of each.
Okay.
Like, there's going to be some sort of gymnastic-y component in your body weight skill test. So you can't ignore that because that's going to be, 20% of the total competition.
Right.
If
And
not
also, are they predicting? Well, I guess you said earlier there's like different universities and colleges that have kind of like CrossFit related programs and groups and teams or clubs. So are you predicting this now influencing that?
I'd hope so. I mean, I would love to see, if let's say this event goes off, right, and we get through
Which
the
it will.
first year, and
We'll make sure
I'm
of
a
that.
positive mindset kind of guy.
so the event goes off, it's successful. Next year we come back and we reboot it and we get ready to send it out again, and now interest is way higher. Let's say. I would hope then that some of those kids that see it or that are into this might go to their school, because these are all clubs at this point. There's
Right.
no varsity programs. Like, the school isn't actually putting athletic dollars into this
No,
into
this
these
is
programs.
this is common in the ski space.
Total
I mean,
club.
a lot of ski clubs are all nonprofit.
Right.
And the one I used to coach for 11 years was a charity.
Yeah.
It wasn't even sanctioned by Camelback Mountain Ski Resort. We were lucky we had a shack
Sure.
to keep the kids out of the snow.
Well,
So-
same thing. I do strength coaching for the Lehigh men's hockey team, which is a club sport.
There you go.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not a,
So exactly like that. They get some money from the school, but pretty much the same money that any other club,
Yeah.
the Spanish club
You
might
can
get.
get
And
like
money
you'll
could
get
be
some
like-
branded gear
Sure.
and clothing.
Yeah, it could be just
you know.
equipment. Like our money is out. Actually, we bought you, 15 foot of rig. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, however that works at their particular institution, hopefully that gets more of those clubs rolling. And yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Like we said, the future of the sport.
Yeah.
Our goal.
because if you're thinking about 2028,
Yeah.
those kids are in high school right now.
A lot
or
can
those kids
happen
are
in
in
8
college
years,
right
man.
now.
Yeah.
A lot
So you're
can
talking about those kids now developing into these. We're trying to introduce them, because the age group thing is something that's in the discussion too. Like, how do you get those kids, those 15-year-old kids, into the sport and get them training in a smart, sustainable way.
Right.
That then allows them to be competitive as adults.
You know, and I might be overstepping because I don't have your knowledge bases that you both have, but it's like, it makes, for some reason in my head, because I'm a huge Olympics guy, we love watching those, especially the Winter Olympics, because we're skiers, but it's, like for example, gymnastics. You see youth athletes destroying themselves to hopefully get to that less than 1 percentile to maybe become an Olympian. I see this in ski racing, right? These parents, these kids expect these kids to be the best, and I'm like, dude, you're in Northeast PA, Pennsylvania. Like, you might get a college scholarship, but like, take a deep breath, relax, enjoy the sport, have fun along the way, and it could build into a lifelong skill set. But I find like when I see some kids in programs focus so hard, it literally changes how that child matures and grows. Like, I hate to beat on gymnastics, but like, look at the average gymnast. They don't become 6'4" people. A lot of them, they're so heavily focused into that professional programming, it literally changes how they mature. Whereas if we're talking about functional fitness, we're talking about programming and methodology that is maybe more natural. I don't know. It's popping in my head. I'm just intrigued.
Functional fitness, think of the overall arching after your competitive career is over. We talk about having a finite number of competitions left in my game. I know Matt's said the same thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you stop. Functional fitness is functional. It's
lifelong.
Health and wellness.
Yeah.
That's the overall arching goal of what we do. So yes, these kids want to, they're going to bust their butts and compete at, the national level, international level for their however long their duration of their career is. But it should be something when they're done competing, they can continue.
Yeah.
A lot
Sustainability.
Of some sports, you reach that point, you're done competing, you're done. Because you're either done because of injury, or you can barely walk, or something happened.
And we don't want to reach that point.
No.
I mean, that's left some bad tastes in a lot of people's mouths too. Because if they don't really understand what happened, like a lot of people look at that as like, well, again, I'm not ripping on CrossFit because I was a CFL 1 coach. It was like, okay, well, that person got really injured. Is it the sport's fault? Not necessarily,
no.
Right? So that's where I like where this is going, because I'm hearing something truly lifelong, truly sustainable, and obviously if it could reach the Olympic level, I mean, wow, that's powerful.
Well, there's 36 international federations now in the IF3.
Okay.
USA Functional Fitness is one of them.
Okay.
So there's 35 other countries that are like, yo, we think this is cool.
Now those had already been established before USA. So we're
no.
Nope.
Okay.
Like over the last however many years, like 2 years.
2 years of things.
Okay.
These federations have come into existence.
Okay. So they're seeing legitimacy here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
We'll be
100%.
petitioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that many countries behind it, they must be seeing something here.
There's a finite number that the
There's
IOC needs.
you can go on. Yeah, the IOC needs some stuff, but like, you can go on and see. There's video posted on the IF3's like their YouTube channel of coverage from last year's World Championships.
Okay.
So they've hosted Worlds.
Yeah.
They've hosted Masters Worlds.
I'll make sure my VA gets those things linked into the show notes. That's your tag when you listen to the show.
And you'll see there's another one. IF3 Worlds this summer is in Abbotsford, British Columbia.
Yep.
So outside of Vancouver.
And Masters for us old guys is in what, Portugal?
Portugal.
Yeah.
Lisbon, Portugal.
Yeah.
And then U.S. Nationals is in West Canton,
Wait, so
Ohio.
there's already Masters categories.
Correct.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
Correct.
even we
There's
started
a
this.
chance,
We
Scott.
started
There's
this.
a chance, buddy.
I'm only 42. No, I mean, well, because we were obviously really focusing on the collegiate level, which
We
you're
are.
going to
Well, that's
host
the
here.
new one. That's what
Here.
we're doing here.
Yeah, we're
So
starting.
this structure is already built out
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
Masters
yeah.
level.
Yep.
Okay.
The senior level. I'm
Yeah.
air quoting for those of you listening.
Yes.
So the senior level, the RX or elite level that you would consider for U.S. Nationals and World Championships, and then there's the Masters age groups that are already in place. So we're trying to think what Rob and I are doing, and the event that we're putting on is going to sort of take it below that, or just include a collegiate sort of flavor.
You got to kind of bridge the gap.
So-
I really saw it in the last Granite Games we hosted here.
Mm-hmm.
We had there was a former games athlete, a teens
I
games
remember that.
athlete competed
Yeah.
here. Phenomenal athlete, great kid. But so what do you do after you're a teen? You're not quite ready to go up against Matt Frazier,
Right.
You need to
There's a big gap.
You need to bridge that gap a little bit. Give these kids a chance to continue to develop. So what we do is we create an event for 18 to 24 so they can develop. So when they hit that 24, they are in that senior division and they can now push themselves and they're developed enough to compete at that next level. So it's like, that's where we talked earlier today. I said this is kind of, we want to crown the future of fitness. These kids at 18 to 24
they're kind of lost right now.
They can become the future of the sport.
Yeah. And if you come here and you do the online qualifier and you get an invite to come to our event and you win our event, RX men, well, not RX,
yes, just
men, women, and team, those individuals and those teams get an automatic invitation to the 2021 USA Functional Fitness National Championships.
Wow. Okay. So this is pretty legit. I mean, well, very legit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just questionable. This is
said
on.
Big things, man.
Yeah, I mean, wow, dude, this is pretty mind-blowing stuff. This is exciting.
Yeah, we're pumped.
So you guys put a lot of hustle in to try and score this.
It was funny. We were sitting here over Christmas break, and Matt, I think we were on a squat rack there. And he's like, Matt, Rob, I got this idea. And he mentioned
just this idea.
That's how most of our stuff starts here.
Shit rattles around in my head.
Oh my god, that's why I love this shit, man.
That's how most of the stuff happens around
here.
here. Yeah. It's usually around the squat rack or in between lifts on the platform.
Yeah.
Just like when you and I used to talk, and Matt, this is Matt's brainchild, and he mentioned to me, I'm like, love it. So Matt took it upon himself and talked to a couple of the student athletes we had here, training over winter break. Reached out to USA Functional Fitness, talked to his boy Mo. And they've been great to work with, by the way.
Wow.
USA Functional Fitness is a phenomenal organization.
Yeah.
They've helped Matt out and I out a lot. They've given us some pointers and advice and actually given us a decent length rope to kind of run with it on our own as well, which is kind of cool.
I mean, that's a very good point to give them a little pat in the back too. Is that every new step is going to require risk and challenge. So they have to take some risk.
Yep.
To see what you guys could potentially do, and they have to protect obviously their image and the growth of the program and everything too. So, and I'm not worried. And actually, when they listen to this, because I know they will, it's a smart move because you guys do take things so seriously.
Well, that's what we said. Like Matt's background with policy and procedures and governance is perfect because I don't have that. But where my background lands is that event management, event marketing, event sales, and sponsorship sales kind of expertise.
You might know a couple things. I mean, why would Granite Games give you a couple years back to back?
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I did for how many years in the Dew Tour and Supercross, Munster Jam, World, and whatever I did prior to this.
Learning how to snowboard.
That real job that I had at one point in my life.
Air quotes.
The jobby job.
Real
air
job.
quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's part of the reason what we do here works so well is Matt and I lean on each other for, like you said, surround yourself with people that are better than you at certain things, and Matt's got some expertise that I definitely don't have, so we lean on him for one half, and I take the other half and make it work.
Yes, sir.
Power of teamwork, man. I mean, even though I'm a solopreneur, I still have people that I reach out to and I bounce ideas off of and everything else because I'm like, guys, you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah, I've gotten text from you late at night a couple times.
Yeah, you rack your head up against the side of the wall a couple times. Reach out to people you know.
Yep.
Or build a team internally. And now you can just keep bouncing ideas off of each other in between lifts.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And squat rack.
Yeah, just because you're lifting doesn't mean work stops.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's why we were joking earlier. Like, how many times we're like, well, in between trying to breathe and catch your breath or not sweating yourself into oblivion, we've had many good business and marketing conversations about events and everything. So, and that's why I love coming here. I mean, and I love dropping into other facilities too. But dude, you're about to really rip the lid off here. And potentially, I mean, you already differentiate yourself and your brand quite well. So, but this is huge, guys. This is cool. I mean, no pressure.
It's exciting.
You put that Olympic flag up on the wall just to sort of keep the.
I noticed that this morning there was a new addition.
Eyes on the prize, man.
Yeah,
just
man.
Keep it there.
That's okay. I got another flag to add to your collection.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to get one of my Hot Shots flags.
Oh, nice.
So
we'll make room for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
You put it down at that.
Yeah, we're next to the state police flag.
Yeah, again, guys, we'll post some photos. Actually, at the end of this feed, because we're streaming this live right now, I'll take a couple photos before we leave. For those of you who've never been in this facility, it's, again, one of the largest facilities within a good hour drive. I mean, I mean, like I said, we already mentioned Advanced and Easton.
And if you go north, you got NEPA's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah. So again, space helps. Obviously, for hosting facilities, that's one of the ways you've actually really been able to differentiate yourself is because of the space.
Breakfast is big, yeah. What's,
Yeah.
what's great about what we're doing here with the championships, we're even looking at to show. We want to showcase the Lehigh Valley and what the Lehigh Valley has to offer.
Right.
Those
Maybe
athletes,
partner with a local college or
those
something?
athletes that decide to compete and qualify through the online qualifier, there's a good chance there'll be an off-site event.
Yeah.
Maybe some busing involved, and
That'd be
some
good.
cool things coming down
Well,
the
that's
road.
true. I mean, if you do it here, great, but what if you set those
Nah.
relationships at even bigger, grander facilities?
No, it's about showcasing our area too.
'Cause that's the other thing. Is there a
Great
head
area.
count?
What?
Is there a head
Not
count
yet.
limit?
It hasn't gone live yet. It's,
Well, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but when it goes live, do they set a threshold, or it's whoever
So,
qualifies
well,
comes?
top,
We're gonna invite people. Yeah.
yeah,
You have to
top
qualify to
20
Okay.
men, 20 women, 10 teams.
Okay.
Um,
So 50
That's
athletes will be here.
60
10
Well,
teams.
10
That's
teams.
80
teams of
80
four.
total athletes.
80 total
Oh.
athletes will make it here. So
Wow.
that's the goal for year one. I think that's where we're sticking with.
mhm.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, I mean, anything else you want to add to that?
How much more you want, man?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're
When
coming
it
to our-
drops,
we're coming
sign
to
up
the
for
end
the
of our
online
normal time slot.
qualifier.
Yeah.
If you fit the age demographic.
There we go.
and,
Call to action. I like this. Call to action.
Sign up, man. It's going to be fun. Some really challenging tests coming your way in the online qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when's the registration announcement?
The registration will open February 10th.
Okay.
and be on competition.
And that's
corner.
what
It'll
we're
be
going to
on
air
Competition
this.
Corner.
I think we talked that we're probably going to air this show February 11th. That
Yep.
way, as soon as you got it,
Yep.
it gives it 24 hours of launch, and then we add this in to help give it some steam.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Competition Corner will run everything through the WeTime app.
Okay.
And then 4 events. You have 23 days. It looks like on the calendar to get it done. We know we're talking about college age individuals.
Yeah.
Somewhere in April, spring break may fall, but
Plan
it sort of
accordingly.
made the most sense on the calendar. So, but again, we open that up. You're looking at 23 days to get it done. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, you'll
and
need
then
video submissions, and then the actual championships we did over Labor Day weekend. So colleges either haven't started yet, or you have that long weekend in September to
Yeah.
travel
Yeah.
into Allentown. to
Well, I
compete.
like the fact that they're using technology. I mean, God, when we were kids, we
Yeah.
didn't have the option to record a video of us working out
Yeah.
and then submitting it. Like, you had to make all those travels. And thanks to events like the CrossFit Games and the annual CrossFit Open and the Granite Games, like, there is programs now allowing video submissions and
Yeah.
everything. So
WeTime is a really cool app. If
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah.
been on that,
there you go.
even
Another-
if you're
another
not
free plug,
interested,
guys, we
check out the WeTime app.
time that. There you go. I'm not using
Shout
it.
out the WeTime app.
It's good. It's good. It's kind of cool.
Well, Matt, we're going to start bringing the show to a close. So I always have my guest co-hosts help close the show out with kind of like an all-encompassing message. So this is actually this is
forgot that you
outside of
do
the
this.
event, man. Yeah, This
Yeah.
is like a legacy thing, man. Like, you've gone through a massive transformation. You took a big step and we all taken risks, right? Going full-time with this,
Yep.
partnering up with Rob on this bad boy program. So, I mean, why is it that you do everything you do?
Oh man.
You have another hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta sum it up, man. This is
I
easy.
love-
You just gotta
I-
shorten it up.
Yeah. I love working with people and seeing them grow. So that's why I'm here.
I like it. Yeah, short and sweet. Rob?
Why do I do what I do? I've pretty similar to Matt. I've always liked helping people. Not everybody has someone to help them through life, or as a mentor, or a leader, or a coach, or a trainer to help guide them. So, if someone needs it, I want to be here for them. Doesn't matter who they are or what they need.
There you go. Nice. Well, there you guys go. That's live podcasting here at F13 Performance in
My
Allentown,
first
Pennsylvania.
time.
Yeah, congrats, Matt. You made it.
I
Yeah,
made it.
you survived.
Yep.
See? It
Yep.
wasn't the end of the world.
Still here.
And I still can't hold the microphone, by the way.
So again, guys, we've got a lot of dates. Everything's going to be posted in the show notes on LitherFuel.com. Just so you guys have a quick reference. We'll have all the website stuff, the YouTube stuff linked. Actually, this feed will be already live as of today, as we're streaming this right now. So at the end of this video, in the comments, might not happen today, maybe tomorrow, Matt, Rob, whoever, they'll make sure they add some of this stuff into the post history, because that way people can go right into the comments on Facebook and look for that stuff until all of this stuff comes out.
Right.
Okay.
So if you got a video link from their Facebook page, you want to share into it or whatever, just I can post all that stuff too.
Yeah, all that stuff for the championships will all be rolling out this coming week, the social media and all that stuff, and then an event announcement. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, this is the first time it's public, so we don't have anything ready yet. It's all
That's why I like it.
It's all behind the
It's
scenes.
hot off the presses.
there's a whiteboard in their office with red ink all over
There
it.
you go,
So,
man. You're hearing it first here on Live the Fuel, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, guys. We're going to shut this down because, well, this is the hustle of life. It's now after 9 p.m. on a Saturday night, and this is what these guys want to do. So we're podcasting in the middle of a gym. Anyway, I'm going to close out the recording here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to fuel your health, your business, and your lifestyle. Matt and Rob have a lot of exciting things coming. We're going to amplify that to another level. I guarantee there'll be another podcast coming down the road to help catch us up on how the progress is moving on. So again, we're here to fuel you up. They did it today. Thanks for listening in. And we'll talk to you guys again soon. Podcast is clear. So that's what that is anyway.
Cheers.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Yeah. Well, I don't know what your can is there, but I'll toast you up. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, there you guys go. That's live podcasting over Facebook. So, with a side dose of scotch and
It's Saturday.
whatever
You gotta
that
have
is.
a drink.
Exactly. Hey, it's a Super Bowl tomorrow. So
Go Niners.
there you go. I'm not a fan of either team, so I'm just I'll be at a Super Bowl party tomorrow night at some hotel. So I have no idea. I was invited. I have no idea what's going on. So anyway, guys, lot to happen. Again. These guys, we'll be adding some posts into the comments on this video. Obviously, not right this second. We've already been working for over an hour. Thanks for enjoying this nice loungy area. Actually, for the live feed, I'm going to give you guys a quick spin around the neighborhood here. I'm going to grab my microphone.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's the wireless microphone. So there you guys go. For any of you who've never been to this facility before, this is the massive F-13 performance. Rob's got an obsession with rig space. He's got a lot of rigs. So anyways, a lot's going to be happening over here. That's where the leather furniture came from. There you go. Here you go. Behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. I got the ring lights. We got some logos. We got some leather furniture. It all belongs over there. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. And we'll talk to you guys again soon.